Hello, everyone, and welcome to this series of iFaber, a Faber Infinite's newsletter. As a part of this series, we always try to introduce the world leaders to the world, the leaders who have made remarkable achievements in their respective industry. My name is Vishal Kulkarni, and I'm one of the founder and director of Faber Infinite Consulting. I'm today honored to have Mr. Shailesh Sangvi, founder and managing director of Mega Fine Pharmaceuticals. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Vishal, for hosting me and giving this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Sir, we have this iFaber newsletter series in which, as I said, we try to introduce the journey of some of the industry leaders like you to the world. This newsletter reaches to more than participants, which are there from more than 14 countries with more than 10 to 15,000 of a people. And through this journey, we try to motivate our audience, our next generations to
Mhm.
enter into this journey of entrepreneurship and operational excellence and so on. I'm truly honored that you accepted our invitation today, and we would like to hear more about you.
Thank
So,
you.
to the audience, as I said, Mr. Shailesh Sangvi is the founder and managing director of Megafine Pharmaceuticals. But interestingly, many of you would be known like what's his basic degree. He completed his education in BCom. So a journey from a BCom commerce graduate to leading a pharmaceutical industry is very phenomenal. So, sir, instead of I introducing your journey, I think it's better that you talk about how you entered into this world of pharmaceutical from a commerce graduate
Mhm.
instead of
Mhm.
going into an accounting and finance firm. Now you are leading a pharmaceutical organization, and that too a specialized API and other very critical. So as we always say, your products not only around us but they are inside us. So they
Correct.
make an inside of human being, which
Yeah.
is a very specialized industry. So would like to know more about your journey, sir.
Yeah. So interestingly, I was in Megafine Pharma by default and not by plan. Okay.
Okay.
So the journey started somewhere in 90s when I graduated from the college, and the goal was to go to the US. So I gave my GMAT, I gave my TOEFL, and my brother was still in the US. We are only two brothers, and typically close-knit joint family. So he being a chemical engineer, we were looking for some opportunity in India so that when he comes, he can join that business and I go to the US. But however, as things worked out, so we started looking for companies and we found this company called Fine Chemicals then with Ashok Zaveri as the founder. He was single-handed and he was looking for somebody to help him. So I started sitting with him for about a year as a trainee in the idea that I will sit for 1 year or 2 years, and by which time my brother will come and take over the role. So 1 year passed, second year passed, my brother has still not come. Meanwhile, we invested in this company, again thinking that he will take over. So he did come after 2.5 years, but he said, I did chemical engineering, but I did specialize in polymers in the US. So I'm
Okay.
not interested in pharmaceuticals. So by
Okay.
default, my going to the US was stopped and I became a full-time partner in this company. So that is how we began the journey. So in those days, Ashok Bhai was typically doing a contract manufacturing for export houses. So somebody like Chemox was a big customer of theirs, and since money was tight, raw materials were coming from them, and we were manufacturing and supplying. So in one of the meetings that I went to Chemox, we did the accounting, and then the Chemox guy started asking, "What about empty drums? What about empty bags?" and all of that. So I heard this conversation and I came out and I told Ashok Bhai, I said, these guys will not let us make money. If they are counting empty drums and empty bags, there is very little hope. We should
Yeah.
stop this. We should do our own products. So that is how we started the journey of manufacturing our own products and reaching out to different exporters in India at that time. So the first few years, this is what we did. Our first break came in, say, 92 or 93 when we had a 2 by 2 table in a large exhibition in Hong Kong, where we took a table space, paid about 15,000 rupees or something for the table.
Okay.
And we met our first European customer. I still remember Dr. Claudio Rebuzzuni was his
Wow.
name, from Italy. So he met us, and he somehow liked what we said, and he asked to send a sample, and that was our beginning of the export journey. Somehow we have been driven by exports from the very, very beginning, first with export houses and then with direct customers in Europe. So this journey began well. Plant started getting busy, and we were looking for capacity. So that's where we found our third partner, Mr. Hasmukh Gandhi, then in Nasik. So he had a company called Cantor Pharmaceuticals.
Okay.
Again, that had a lot of cash flow issues, over invested in building, very little in equipment. So he was struggling. Plus, he had a fire also before we met him.
Okay.
So that also drained whatever little capital he had. And so we started doing contract manufacturing in his facility. That relationship worked well. He had one product at that time called disodium palmate, which he used to supply through some trader in Pfizer Kalyani. So that we saw as an interesting opportunity to leverage that relationship with Pfizer. So we started working with Pfizer Kalyani directly, and we served them well for 2, 3 years.
Okay.
And then they introduced us to Pfizer in the UK.
Okay.
But however, that journey came through two levels of traders in between. There was Wokhard in India, and there was
Hmm.
Interfarm in UK. So we gave to Wokhard, Wokhard gave to Interfarm, Interfarm into Pfizer. So this is how the disodium palmate journey started with them. Again, we supplied them, served them well. It continued for 2 years. Then the buyer came to India. He visited the factory. We spent almost 2, 3 days with us. And then he asked me, "Are you happy with the current arrangement, or would you like to work directly?" Obviously, this was exciting, but all the other promoters were scared of Wokhard, how will Wokhard behave and this and that. So I told the buyer then, his name was Andrew Williams. I said, if we have your support, we would like to do this because there is no real value added by either of them. So we continued the disodium palmate business through Wokhart, but he gave us two more products and we supplied, samples started. Obviously, Wokhart came to know all hell was loose. They threatened us. So when they threatened us, we obviously reached out to Andrew Williams. And he got very angry and he says, even disodium palmate, I'll stop with them. I will do this also directly. So
Oh,
this is
great.
how the journey started, and we added many more products with them, almost 6, 7 products. Then in 2006 or 7, we were thinking what next we should do. So we asked permission to see Pfizer's UK plant. So we took two people from here to see what is the best plant, and we would try and duplicate similar here. To our disappointment, that was one of the worst plant we had seen. It was a 1940 vintage plant. And after the visit, I asked our contact and saying that, you expect such high standards from us, but this plant is quite bad. So he says we are going to shut it in a day or two, in a year or two. That was our signal that our intermediate, which was going to them, that business will vanish because they are going
Mhm.
to buy the API directly. So that triggered our thought process to set up a US FDA approvable API plant. So again,
Okay.
we made the drawings, we decided the budget and all of that. And with that, I went to New York to meet the senior guy in procurement. So I met one Mr. Simon Davidson, very articulate guy. So I asked him, these are our plans. So he paused, thought. Then one statement he said, which is still in my mind, is, Sailesh, you must learn to walk before you can run.
Okay.
So that is one statement he made. Second, he said, we are not going to give you any commitment, no letter of intent, no money, whatever. But if you put a good plant, everything is good, you get FC approved, we will consider you for this. So obviously, we came back disappointed, but also
Mhm.
determined. So we said, okay, let's take a chance. We'll put up the API plant. So we started building the plant. It took close to 2 years. We went back to Pfizer. The plant is ready. You can come and inspect. By that time, they had already outsourced the API to another Italian company. So the opportunity was lost. So obviously we got disappointed. So we said we must pivot in R&D. So we got a very senior R&D resource from Dr. Reddy's at that time.
Okay.
His salary was the combined salary of the three of us. That is the
Oh,
kind of
oh,
weightage we gave to R&D.
Okay.
So we started a journey of development, new molecules, filing USDMF and all of that. Coincidentally for us, Pfizer had done the contract with an Italian company. And that company had an Italian plant and also had a Mexican plant. Because cost was high in Italy, they decided to shut the Italy plant after supplying to Pfizer for only 1.5 years. Pfizer got very disappointed with that and they fast tracked our approvals. So they
Okay.
introduced Megafine on full speed. They sent their people, and that's how the Pfizer business then started, which was the original plan.
Hmm.
So this is the journey that we took, and then from then on we filed FDA DMFs, several patents, and diversified our business across the globe. So US, Europe, Japan, Mexico, Brazil, Canada, plants are approved by all these facilities agencies. So we work to the highest standards, and hence we are also constrained by what we can do. And
Wow.
hence, when this operational excellence project came, obviously everybody was quite apprehensive that, even myself, I said, what will they be able to do? Because we are constrained by what we have filed. We can't change the reactor, we can't change the process and all of that, and too
Yeah.
much filing and regulation. But to my surprise and to everybody's surprise in the company, after 1 month's diligence by Faber, and when they presented the report in the first meeting itself, we were very pleasantly shocked, still slightly apprehensive that if it is in paper, whether it will really translate into reality. And I think over the last 6, 7 months journey, the excitement has obviously increased, the interest has increased because results have shown. People have done products, something like one product we were making 6 batches in a month. Now we are able to make 12 batches in a month. So
Great.
that's been our journey with Faber so far. The journey continues. I mean, we are quite happy with the way the work is happening. And yes, Vishal, I don't know if I took too much time in
No,
explaining the
no worries, sir.
journey.
No worries. In fact, it's very exciting journey. Sometimes it says that जैसे कुछ दाग अच्छे होते हैं वैसे कुछ एक्सीडेंट्स भी अच्छे होते हैं. I think
Correct,
your journey is an example of it, like something which has started by an accident where your brother is wanted to be here and landed there, and then that's how the journey has shaped up. So
correct, correct,
really exciting journey, and I think this will be a guiding principle to the new generation also who wants to start their career in a particular area when they don't
correct,
get opportunity in that and they get disappointed, going to depression and so on. For them, if they hear this, I'm sure will get motivated. So very excited to know about it. Now, sir, since you are touch based on the operational excellence, fortunately, I interact with various leaders from the pharmaceutical industry, and many of them feel that yes, operational excellence it is something good for the auto industry where there is a products coming from machine in a cycle time of seconds and minutes, but not for a pharmaceutical industry where you have reactor and everything. What's your advice to them? That because very few pharmaceutical industries today practice operational excellence because of this comprehension.
correct. So I think first the idea has to be sold to your business development team and the quality team.
Okay.
I think these two will drive the change. The quality assurance will think smartly about how the change can be adopted without
Mm.
without compromising on GMP. And business development is the team which will come convince the customer to get their approvals faster. And the third piece, the regulatory, who will also come up with a strategy of how filings can happen. Unlike an automobile industry or any other industry, you do the change today, you will see results in 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 weeks. I don't know how much time. But in pharma, you
Uh,
have to be prepared for 6 months, 1 year, some 2 years, sometimes even 2 years to get
yeah.
change approved in a particular country. But that is part of your continuous improvement. There has to be sustained effort to do this. It is doable, it is possible, the guidelines allow it. How you interpret the guideline, how you act smartly and be compliant. We have done it for many of our products in the last 6, 7 months. As I said, the journey continues, but we
Yeah.
strongly believe and we tell everybody in the company and as well as Faber that we will not see results this year. We will actually
Mm.
start seeing results from next year. And that is the journey we are on.
Yeah. Great. So coming back to like as as I say, I'm fortunate that I work with some of the pharmaceutical organization, and as I know, pharmaceutical industry itself comes with its own challenges. At one hand, you have to maintain the highest level of quality because the products are straight away going to the human bodies. And on the
Yeah.
other hand, you have cost pressures, you have delivery pressures, you have so many regulatory pressures. So there are double end challenges. So now, how Megafin overcome these key obstacles and remain competitive and deliver value to your clients? So what's your, I'll say that magic stick which you use for achieving this balance?
So first, let me give you a little asset to turnover ratio in API and why this operational excellence is even more important than many other industries. So in an API industry, for a multi-purpose plant, if you invest, say $1, if you get
Mm,
$2 of turnover per year, it is a good achievement. So
right.
100 crores can give you 200 crores turnover. That is considered very magical. Most companies are struggling in multi-purpose between 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 times. So we're extremely capital inefficient industry, and hence operation excellence is even more important. Imagine being
Yeah.
able to unlock 20-30% of capacity with the same equipment, which we believe we will be able to achieve by next year, thanks to Favor and our team who has put in the effort. So that itself should be the first driver, that look at the amount of capex you don't have to invest or the amount of output you can get from the existing capex. The
Yeah.
next piece is the leadership has to be sold. So when we did this, first we met with our quality, regulatory, and BD. That the y'all are the three pillars which should make it happen. If
Yeah.
y'all are not sold on the idea, then there is no point in doing this. No management intervention, no production. Production can do nothing without the support of y'all three.
Right.
Fortunately for us, our QA has been a big driver on this.
Yeah.
And not only the production side, they have taken initiatives on their own in the quality assurance, where operation excellence principles shown to us by Favor, we are now implementing also in quality assurance, in power and fuel, in various departments across the organization. So it is a change of culture, change of ethos, that change is possible. Continuous improvement is the mantra, and it is possible in the pharma and API industry. That belief has to
Yeah.
be there very strongly. Otherwise, this will not happen.
Very true, sir. Very well said. And that brings to my next question. Basically, a company's success is deeply rooted in its people. We of course talk about nowadays. We are talking about actions, but then at the heart of everything is the people. So, company success because you integrated some few people, you took them into confidence that okay, this is what we want to do and this is what we expect from you. So how
Yeah.
does you cultivate a culture of innovation, improvement, and collaboration among your team members? Because very organizations struggle on this part.
So, Vishal, you're cracking a bit. So, but I get the gist of your question. See, there will always be naysayers in the
Yeah.
company, but fortunately, in Megafine, the leadership is very motivated for change. We have also gone through a change as a company with Motilal Oswal, private equity investing in our company in last year, and we do call it the evolution of Megafine 2.0. So everybody is hungry for change.
Mm.
Everybody is wanting change. We, as a company, we are very transparent. So everybody knows what is the cost pressure, what is our cost, what was the sale price 2 years ago, what is the sale price now, how is going to come. It'll come with some raw material increase, reduction. It'll come some R&D improvement. But another key piece is throughput. With the same equipment, you need more. And how is that going
Mm.
to happen? And operation excellence is the only way this can happen. And that is what I think everybody has to believe in the idea. So cultural tone setting, leadership meetings. We had a outstation trip where all of us met. We discussed: do we really want to do it? Are we committed to it? There was a unanimous yes because everybody saw business is competitive, prices is going down, China is killing our business. If we want to survive and grow, we will need change. And I think
Yeah.
that is a mantra across our organization. People are believing in change, people are believing in digitization, and these are the several initiatives we have taken.
Great. Thank you for that, sir. So then now I go to like many people say that external collaborations, like taking some of the consultants, advisors on board, many organizations are apprehensive about it. They say that, okay, how these guys can do if I'm into this organization, say last from 30 years, how these guys who will come from a 1 week, 2 week to few months, how can they make a difference when they are not specialized into that particular industry or something? So, of course, I'm fortunate that Faber Infinite and Megafin team is working together since last many months now. How's your experience so far, and what advice would you like to give to such members who are in doubtful mindset whether external collaboration they should be going for it or not going for it?
So whenever in any company, not only Favor, whatever consultants we have
Yeah,
used over the last few years for quality, for other areas, there is always an initial resistance that I am working here for 10 years. What will this guy from the outside come and tell me? And particularly in the case of operational excellence, where you're talking about reactors and centrifuges, which is even new to an operational excellence consultant. Probably he has seen a reactor, not even seen a reactor. But
yeah,
they have two advantages. One is they have a third eye, which is not prevalent in Megafine. Second is they have industry-wide experience, automobile, chemicals, and whatnot, paint industry. So there are best practices in different industries. Not all are applicable, but some are definitely applicable. Third is they're professionally trained in different techniques of operation excellence. And all these combined together, there is a lot of value addition which they can bring if our team is open, transparent, and work together as a team. So it's a very complementary role. Either team cannot do it alone. If we just give the project to Favor and
yeah,
then please do this, they will not be able to do it. Can our team do it independently? The answer is no. Maybe after a year of hand holding, they can. But from the beginning, impossible. Because we don't even know the concepts, we don't even know the techniques. And so I feel that an open mind and a collaborative approach with the consultant and an enthusiastic consultant and the enthusiastic project leader on both sides can make it happen. We have seen enthusiasm build month on month on our in our company as we started seeing results.
excellent. In fact, there is a big and that's
Vishal,
really
you're
true.
cracking. I'm
Now,
sorry.
oh, is it? Is
Yeah.
it okay now?
Yeah, now it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So I said the factors.
No, I'm
So
losing you, Vishal.
now this. Oh, is it? Is it okay now, sir?
Yeah, I mean, now it's comes and suddenly it breaks. Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to my last question only. So the API industry is facing increasing global challenges where some world leaders wakes up in the morning, does certain decisions which affects the entire industry, isn't it? And now there is so much of an uncertainty in global supply chain. So going forward, how you as a leader of your organization is looking and trying to mitigate this particular risk?
So since COVID, couple of initiatives we had taken, and many companies have taken this. We are trying
Yeah.
to see how dependent are we on China.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pleased to say that Megafine dependency in China is about 10 to 12% now.
Oh,
So
that's
many companies will tell you 40%, 50%. We are only 10 to
yeah.
12%. I think that is one of
Okay.
the key things that we try to develop alternative sources in India. We have developed technology within Megafine and given it to some third party and saying now you manufacture it. So those
Mm-hmm.
kind of initiatives we have taken, which has helped us to de-risk from China. The second is, many years ago, we were extremely US focused as a business. Long before Mr. Trump came few years ago itself, we felt it is too risky from a regulatory point of view. So we have diversified our business. No customer in Megafine contributes more than 7%, and no product contributes more than 10%. And no
Okay.
geography contributes more than 30-40%. I think
Wow.
these are some of the things that we have done because the global environment is not in our control, but we can
Exactly.
only do what is in our control and de-risk ourselves. So that's what we have done.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting, sir. Now, well, though it was the last, but maybe one more last now. So now this is to our young generations who would be thinking of starting their entrepreneurship journey, maybe in the pharmaceutical industry. What would be your advice to them? And we'll end this interview with this particular advice.
Give your first 5 years of your career to deep learning and meeting people, networking, and not on your salary. I think that is
Mm.
this super fast growth which young generation wants, particularly in the manufacturing industry, is should not happen. And if it happens, you will be underqualified for your job in terms of your salary 5 years later. If you want to become an entrepreneur, first is try and join a smaller company where you do multitasking, learn several rules. There will be a lot of need for a smart guy in various areas. Unlike a big
True.
company where you'll be in some silos. If your dream is an entrepreneurial journey, if you want to be a
Yeah,
professional, you could join a very large company and go up the ladder, which is also a good thing to do. But as an entrepreneurial journey, that would be my advice.
great. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for investing your time in this particular interview. Truly phenomenal. So many facets. Personally, I could learn, though we were interacting since many months. I got to know
Correct.
many new things about yourself as well as the organization and its value systems in this particular interview series. So, on behalf of all our viewers and particularly from myself, thank you very much for investing your time in this interview series, and we look forward to hearing from you again once again. Thank
Thank
you
you,
very much,
Vishal.
sir.
Thank you, Vishal, for inviting me. It's been a true rewarding partnership between Megafine and Faber. We are all very happy. And when I say we, it means across Megafine. We have very positive things to say about you. So we are very glad that we could do this and, add a little bit of whatever little I know. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.